What up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Philly with Jon Marks on PHLY. We're live on a Thursday morning. As always, Philly with Jon Marks, presented by Bet Parks. As on Thursdays, Tyler and I have been talking about this. We're going to start welcoming people into the studio to co-host the show. And the first co-host, well, Black Gritty was in last week, I guess. But joining me in studio today, this is a throwback. It's a Throwback Thursday. My old buddy, my old pal, my old partner from 97.5 The Fanatic, the Jon and Shawn Show, Shawn Brace joins us here live.
What up? Good morning. How we doing?
Man.
I mean, we should have just moved this to Andy's Diner, man. Let's go.
Or not.
I can still smell the sausage like
or
that.
Not. Yeah, you. Shawn and I did a Saturday show at Andy's Diner for how many years?
A few.
7 or 8 in the morning until noon. The Conshohocken location had booze, so we would have listeners that would come in and drink 8 o'clock in the morning watching the show. John from Manioc, shout out to you.
Oh yeah.
But you would leave. It would be like you worked a shift. Might as well went back and worked the line for a couple of minutes because it smelled like that you cooked some breakfast. Shawn Brace now of Fox Sports The Gambler, right here in Philadelphia. The Daily Ticket, afternoon drive. Shawn Brace breaking it all down, giving you bets, giving you analysis and everything else. Congratulations on also the program director, not just the host of the afternoon drive. He runs the whole thing.
Many hats over there at the iHeartRadio operation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. And to you as well. Nice work on the new show. Tyler, great producer here with you. And great location. Beautiful location here for PHLY, man. A lot of fun.
I figured you'd like it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I figured you'd like the location.
You got Mexican outside. You got a barber shop. I mean, I haven't seen a barber in two decades, but, you know.
If you did.
If I did, there's one downstairs. You got a little of everything around here. So nice work.
Well, so Shawn Brace, we'll get to all the stuff coming up here. Shawn Brace, I first met him when it was right around the same time. I believe it was right before Missinelli started at 950 ESPN. So was it like right at the start of Mike Missinelli is when you came on at the station? A little bit before that?
I was before.
A little bit before.
Yeah, remember Bob DeBloy, I was there. He hired me. And Joe DeCamera actually hired me.
So Shawn Brace was an illegal intern at first, like many others at the station.
Yes.
We just allowed people to come in and
let me be honest with you. Let's go back to those days. All right? Illegal interns were a necessity.
Good. They were good.
Yes, they were.
Who was I talking to yesterday about this? Was it you, Tyler? We were doing the intern conversation. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday.
Yes.
Now that you can't have these interns because the interns started suing because they want to get paid like real employees.
Yes.
We had 30 people that were doing real work and not getting paid. But like it also gave opportunities for us to learn and to get a freaking job. You don't get a job without coming in and doing that. Now look at you got 20 years in the business almost.
I'm not here without that.
You're not.
No ifs, ands, buts about it. I slid in through the back door, was able to work my way up, as you said, and we got to the point when Missinelli obviously came on. That was the game changer.
Right.
You were producing for him, and I was interning for you and interning for T-Mac with Jody Mac. And that's where I learned everything. It obviously shows you or lets you know if you want to do it as well, because it's a grind.
Right. Yeah. Like if you're like, you know what, I don't need to make $10 an hour for the next 3 years. I'm going to go sell insurance or whatever. You're right. You got to know if you love it or not.
Fun times.
So Shawn Brace became a big star working on the Mike Missinelli show as an intern and a producer. But I would say your real breakthrough moment came in August of 2009. Wow. When Shawn Brace in the Bishop's Collar, a tap room in Fairmount, which I haven't been there in years, but I was a frequent patron there.
Great spot.
So and as with Shawn Brace, on the Missinelli show, he was known as Pie Face.
Yep.
Because if you look at him, he's got a nice round face. It looks like if you took a pie, you could smash him in the face and it would fit perfectly.
Yeah. Yep.
That was the theory behind Pie Face?
That's correct, yes. Missinelli affectionately called me Pie face Brace.
Well, you got into a heated argument, and I'm reading from Dan Gross, who used to be the page 6 of the Daily News.
Do we even have a page 6 anymore? Does anybody cover gossip in this city?
And that was when it was cool.
That Dan Gross was the guy.
He was the guy.
Yes, he was the guy.
I'd be eating a cheeseburger somewhere, and he would put it on there. Jon Marks of 950 ESPN had a cheeseburger.
Yes.
At anyway, so yeah, you got into a fight with Rob Cherry. You got in an argument with Rob Cherry. Bishop Scholar WIP's Rob.
I think I called him Kevorkian. That was what I actually called him. Yes, that was the throwback. That was the first radio wars. Let's put it that way.
That's when it started.
Yes,
Mike was going up against Howard. We had just started beating him, so I think we had beaten Howard 3 months in a row, which was no one thought any show was going to win 950 over WIP at the time. So I'm reading from Dan Gross in the Daily News. We're told Pie Face, whose real name's Shawn Brace, initially approached Chariot to politely introduce himself. Chariot, says an eyewitness, soon insulted 950 ESPN and said if the station was any good, he'd be on it.
He did say that to me. Everything is true. I'm telling you right now, there's not one word in that isn't fact. And he said I was drunk. I just got there. I wasn't drunk.
This is how he always is.
Yeah, exactly. So I walked in, and I knew buddies that were there, and they told me all the time that like certain people would
Rob
always
would go in there. Yeah, it was a popular place for people to go.
Correct. Sure. So hey, man, Rob Cherry. I heard he's always there. All right, great. So I see Rob Cherry and I listen. So hey man, how you doing? Shawn Brace, da da da. And he said to me, "Oh yeah, you're over there. If you guys are any good, I'd be over there. That should tell you how it is." And I'm like, okay, dude, like relax. And the next thing you know, something else was said, and that's when I like, all right, dude, like shut up. You know, who are you right now talking to me? And I'm a young whippersnapper in 2009. Good, that's an eternity ago.
You were a 20-something-year-old at the time.
Obviously.
So I'm reading from Dan Gross's column here, again in the Daily News. We hear the conversation escalated into Pie Face calling Chariot a sea sucker.
They did. Definitely did.
It says it in the paper.
Yep.
And telling him that he says one more crossword about 950 ESPN, they would take it outside.
I did. Something along the lines of we could discuss this outside if you want, you know, just full bravado, don't care, you know, just a different world. But yes, that was funny and walked in and Rob Cherry was a complete DB. And
by the way, I've spoken to Rob about this. I got to know Rob at WIP.
He's a sweetheart.
Rob is a great guy.
Yeah,
I love Rob Cherry. That night, you stood up for the radio station. At the time, we knew, like, listen, you said this was the start of Radio Wars. This was the start of Radio Wars. And all you were doing was saying hello to him, and he gave you kind of a, you know.
Correct. Yeah, you know, people didn't Mac now say, I don't think there are two radio stations. That was a little after, but like this was the vibe.
That was before.
Was it?
Mac now was before on a podcast where they asked him, they said, so what do you think about two major radio stations in Philadelphia? And Mac now goes, I don't think that there are two major radio sports stations in Philadelphia, because we clipped that and we played it all the time on Mike's show. So when we would get ratings in, Mike would say, hey, let's see what Mr. Smug has to say about the ratings. I don't think that there are two major radio sports stations in Philadelphia. We played it over and over. And one time, Mike was just crushing Glenn. And who calls in on the line during a commercial break? You were there that day. Glenn called in.
No.
They put him on hold. I grabbed it, and he thought Mike answered, like picked it up. And I'm like, yo. And he's like, what are you doing, babe? You're killing me. And I'm like, hang on. We tried to put him on the air. He obviously hung up. But
that would have been the original
great.
Radio Wars. Yeah, that would have been great. Excellent stuff there. I love it.
All right.
Throwback Thursday, baby.
Oh, my God. Like when we didn't have now we have families. Yes. Now we have bills. Now we have wives. Oof. We didn't have a care in the world back then.
Yes. No, it's a whole different world, like you said. And just, you know, to me, I know where I was in that world. I was, you know, I was bartending, remember? Like I was doing anything I could.
Burning it from both ends.
Yeah, just making ends meet. Driving to, you know, Andy's Diner up there in the Great Northeast doing 85, you know, down 90, just trying to get there before 7 o'clock in the morning. Get there, sweat trickling off my forehead, ready to do a live show. Yeah.
There was a couple Saturdays where you had the trash can next to you.
I remember this one back. You know, it's It happened. It is what it is. You learn from those mistakes.
But that's what made that show great.
Yeah.
I'll say this. We'll get into some sports. Tyler has what happened last night here. That I always hear from people, and it makes me feel so good because it was the people like, I used to love you and Shawn. Like it was the first younger show.
Yep.
JP down the hall there that works on Anthony's show. He came up and said, I used to listen to you and Shawn all the time. We had a loyal following, and we were the first show that had younger guys that weren't the old newspaper writers or the old guard at WIP or whatever.
Yep.
We were the first young show where people were like, I like these guys. These guys are like us. And it worked. It really did.
It did work. And Saturday was definitely a different vibe than Monday through Friday. We were a little relaxed.
Much better.
Even though Nahagan called me one time in the middle of a show going, are you high? Like, why are you so relaxed? It's like it's Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. What do you want from me right now? And yeah, but that was a great time. And I learned so much. Obviously, coming up through the ranks and riding with you for all those years and just being around Mike. And, as much as it was a hard time to deal with him at points, but I learned a lot, and had a year and a half producing for him, was able to do a ton of work. So it was a great time, man, and good times as always to revisit.
All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about today.
Don't you say a bad word about my radio station.
Yep, you see, sucker. It's unbelievable,
Stupid.
man.
So stupid.
And I couldn't find it, but there was an animated caption of a guy getting a pie in the face in the Daily News to go with the article.
That was good.
All right.
I think my buddy called that into Dan Gross.
So I remember you asked me, and I said, don't call Crossing Broad. Contact Dan Gross, because then everybody will pick it up. If you give it to Crossing Broad, it may not get picked up everywhere. It got picked up everywhere. It was everywhere.
Because my buddy was with me, and he's like, Dan Gross was Dan Gross. And then he goes, dude, I'm going to get that out there. And I'm like, I don't care.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it works for me.
Sounds good to me. All right. Well, listen, Phillies had a chance to clinch last night. You also have the 76ers new arena, which we'll get to coming up here. But Tyler Zulie joins us as the Phils. The magic number's still at 1, isn't it, Tyler?
To make the playoffs, it is. Guy, I want to ask you guys, too, did it not feel like a little bit of a rite of passage at that station to work till midnight on Friday and then do your 7 a.m. shift Saturday morning? You're sleeping on the couch. Yep. As I always told people, it was like, you've kind of got an in. You've been here a little bit when you're sleeping on the couch Friday night and a Saturday morning.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always looked at it like they gave me the keys to a radio station and were like, yeah, here you go. Pretty much go do what you want to do, put music. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. You don't even have to pay me. All you loser interns out there that want to get paid $15 an hour, I deserve to be paid. I would have paid $15 an hour to be given a key to a radio station.
Same, man. Absolutely.
It's so worth it.
Yep, you're right.
So worth it. All right, Tyler, what do we got?
Yeah, so if you're a fan of offense, you didn't miss a whole lot last night. If you like pitching, it was a really good game. Kind of had a playoff vibe to it a little bit where every pitch mattered. Aaron Nola was really, really good. Phillies lose 2-1 in this one, lose the series 2-1 as well. The Brewers had a weird scenario where they actually clinched the division prior to the game beginning. So it was kind of like they knew they were going to celebrate no matter what, but it was kind of a weird, like, everything came together for them because not only did they win the division, but they ended up with a walk-off. We'll get to that in just a second. Aaron Nola was really good. 9 strikeouts, just 3 hits, 1 walk. He walked the first hitter on 4 pitches, and then, guys, I thought his location was awesome last night. The curveball was really good. He gave up the 1 solo shot. Orion Kirkering with another stellar inning out of the bullpen. Yeah. Carlos Estevez serves up a leadoff triple in the bottom of the 9th. They then walk a guy. He gets a strikeout, another walk, bases loaded, 1 out. And Jake Bauers ends up walking this one off with a walk-off single to win the game 2-1. Freddie Peralta pitched for the Brewers. He had 9 strikeouts over 5 innings. Philly struck out 16 times last night, guys. And the crazy part about that is it was the first time this year that the Phillies struck out 16 times in a game and lost. Yeah, they've won the other 4. 3-1 before, or 4-1 before that. I know you're kind of playing with fire, but Phillies don't gain any ground in the magic. The magic number still is 4. The Mets win last night, so the division lead shrinks by a game. The Phillies go to New York this weekend for a 4-game set beginning today. Taijuan Walker takes the mound. He's back in the starting rotation for the Phils. They have an opportunity by winning 2 games in this 4-game series to clinch the division title. Magic number still at 4 for the NL East. Yeah, Taijuan Walker's like Wendell Smallwood. Remember, you just couldn't get rid of him. You can't get rid of him out of this rotation. Everybody they try to bring in sucks, and you end up going back to Taijuan Walker.
But
he actually pitches okay against the Mets, though, I believe. I'm not counting that. I'm not counting on that this evening, but yeah.
He needs four innings and 3 or 4 runs is what I expect from Taijuan Walker.
Look, the bullpen, we discussed it last night, and the people, and I believe it up to the experts, but they said that this is literally the best bullpen the Phillies have ever had. Okay, great. Get the ball to the bullpen. Let's go.
In theory.
Yeah, so.
They struck out 40 times in the series. In the 3-game series.
Getting hot at the right time, Johnny Marks.
Is that a lot, Tyler? 40 times to strike out in 3 games?
It's not a little. I know that.
Oh,
Fun fact. All right, so Nola allowed 1 run last night. By the way, he looked great.
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He really, really did. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. The Phillies entered the night with a 34-game winning streak when their starter pitched 7 innings or more. They won 34 games in a row before last night. And it just shows you the formula for this team with the bullpen the way it is, like you just said. Starter gives you 6 innings. It's going to be tough to beat them.
Absolutely. Hand it off. And some people are asking, are you concerned? Teams going cold. Of course, you got to be concerned, but it's playoff baseball. When you get into that in those matchups, those pitchers, we were talking about Brandon Pfaadt, right? From Arizona. Nobody knew who the hell he was. These pitchers raise their game, elevate their play when it comes postseason. So, I'm not concerned. It's going to be a grind no matter what. It's one of the toughest sports to win a championship. But right now, all eyes are on locking in that 1 seed so I can cash my ticket from July, please. 1 seed overall nationally.
Oh, yeah. What'd it pay?
Plus 155, I want to say. Nice little payday there. Yeah, Dodgers have always been in favor. So here we are staring at that one. But I think that the big bats will bounce back, get the ball to the bullpen, and you have to have confidence in Wheeler, Nola, and whatever the third pitcher is. Ranger?
Chris Sanchez.
Chris Sanchez. Yeah, as I say.
Ranger.
It's concerning.
He's your 4th starter.
It's concerning.
Does everybody agree that Ranger's going to be your 4th starter?
I think at this point, yeah.
Nola pitches 2 or 3. I think they put Sanchez at 2 based on their home-away splits.
So it's funny, by the way, John, you bring up that winning streak that gets snapped of the starter going 7 or more innings. Do you know the last time they lost a game where a starter went 7 or more innings?
No.
Opening day.
Really?
Wow. Zach Wheeler's start on opening day, he goes 7. Remember the hard luck loss, and then the bullpen comes in, was trash.
Wow.
That was the last time the Phillies lost a game where their starter went 7 innings or more. 34 consecutive wins.
Second longest streak in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah, I mean, and you've talked about it before, John. It's like it's a now. Granted, obviously you have to hit. They didn't hit last night. The offense was anemic, but it's a track record for success when you have a starter go 6 or 7, and you can turn it over to a bullpen where. I don't know about you guys. I trust at least 4 guys in this bullpen heading into the postseason. And then you've got some guys I trust Jose Ruiz in lower leverage stuff. He's been good. Jose Alvarado's a wild card, but when the stuff plays, he's good. You really shrink a game when you are able to get 6 good innings out of your starter when you have a bullpen that's this good.
Yeah, for sure. Craig Kimbrell got DFA'd yesterday by the Orioles, so you
call it a career, bud, please.
Yeah, it's when you look at the state of the bullpen, and he did a good job for the Phillies in the regular season last year. But when you look at the state of the Phillies bullpen this year, even though Estevez gave up the triple, these guys are going to blow saves. They're going to give up. They're going to give up runs. I mean, it was when you bring the closer in a tie game. Oftentimes, we know this, they lose. So. Yeah, feeling pretty good about the Phillies headed in here. I know Tyler was doing post game last night, so he probably didn't get off till 11:30.
It was about 11 we got done. That was okay.
Yeah, look, it comes down to starting pitching right in the playoffs, and that's why I was looking around a little bit and who's coming out of the American League, and the Yankees have some unbelievable bats, and they got some good starters as well. But watch out for Houston. There's some good value with the Astros. Don't have to go into the history of what they do when it comes to October. We know that.
We've seen it.
But they have great starting pitching, and I just think that they could possibly come out of the American League. There's a good number on them at Bet Parks as well. And I hate to say it, it's not going to be 1-1. It's not going to be the Phillies if they get the overall 1 spot versus the Yankees get the 1. It's just not going to happen. Somebody is going to get upset. Hopefully it's not the Phillies. I do feel confident about the Phillies going up against the National League. It'd be great to see the Diamondbacks not make the playoffs.
I don't want to face the Diamondbacks.
It'd be great to see them continue to fade.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. That might be a little wishful thinking, but I still feel pretty confident going up against the Dodgers. Phillies have the best pitcher, starting pitching in the National League.
All right. Well, there you go. All right, let's go. We'll talk about the Sixers Arena coming up here in a second. But hey, let's do this for a second here. What do I got here? I got Bet Parks. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so right now, get to the Bet Parks app. And line tonight, Jets -6 at home against the Patriots. You got a feel for the game tonight there?
Dogs are barking in a big way. The dogs continue to bark. I mean, we're 2 weeks into this, but yeah, I look at what the Jets are on defense, John, and I think that they're going to get chewed up. New England wants to run the football, play tough defense. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy because it's the New England Patriots, but 6 points, a couple too many in my book, so I would take the dog on a Thursday night as well.
Patrick's Patriots +6. My prediction tonight, I'll be asleep by the second quarter. For sure. It's the one and only sportsbook app I ever recommend. Bet Parks. Sportsbook app and online casino. Great offer for new customers to kick off the upcoming pro football season. This is almost criminal if they're still allowing you to do this. A 50-1 odds boost on your pick to win this year's pro football championship.
Hey, now.
You already have 2 games into the season, right? You already got an idea what's going on, so take advantage of it. All new users who sign up and make a deposit, 50-1 Super Bowls odds boost. BetParks has all the terms and conditions. 50-1, and don't forget, double down on 4th down while you watch and wager football. There's a break in the action. Let's go play blackjack, roulette, craps. It's with a live dealer on the Bet Parks app. What are we looking for with where's the Eagles here? 2.5. So that line, as correctly predicted by me, I said this is getting down to 2. So I told Eagles fans, Sean, I said, get that number at 3 because that line's going down before kickoff. Down to 2.5 points on the Bet Parks app right now. So download it and get the 50-1 Super Bowl odds boost. Limited time offer. New customers only. Must be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. You play for fun. You love to win. You bet. Bet Parks. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, so let's talk about Rite Aid for a second because I always talk about my children and prescriptions, and I'm constantly at the pharmacy. I'm constantly at Rite Aid. Shawn Brace this morning gives me an update on his beautiful daughter. Not feeling well overnight.
Yeah, happened out of nowhere. I was asleep. My wife was up at 1 a.m. Apparently, my daughter threw up. So I feel for young Kendall, but she's all right. She's doing better. You know what it is.
These damn kids.
Yeah, these kids.
They're always sick.
Yep, they are. That's
why you got to get to Rite Aid.
Preschool, elementary school, whatever. They get together. Next thing you know, one has it, they all have it.
It's a petri dish. That's why you get to Rite Aid and get the My Pharmacy account. Refill your prescription, schedule a vaccine, get personalized care recommendations. How about notifications for your prescription? And here's a great idea. If you have a lot of prescriptions between you and your wife, you can get everything kind of bundled together and pick it up all at once. Enroll in automatic courtesy refills. It's free and easy, and most of your prescriptions will qualify. And syncing your medications, like I mentioned, pick them up in one visit. Ask your local Rite Aid pharmacist to get started. Go to riteaid.com/transfer and transfer your prescriptions to Rite Aid today. And you're getting the app, the Apple App Store or Google Play. Get that Rite Aid mobile app right now. And when you get to Rite Aid, ask the pharmacist any questions that you have. Buy your over-the-counter medications, Tylenol, children's Motrin, whatever. Get it at Rite Aid. Just ask your pharmacy team for details. Restrictions do apply.
Going through the drive-thru at a pharmacy is always a roll of the dice.
It's about the time that you do it. If you're going to go to a pharmacy drive-thru at 5 from 5 to 5:30, don't.
No. I've beeped the horn before. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, what is going on right now?
You're in a traffic jam?
All right. If you're going through the drive-thru at the pharmacy, in and out, if you got questions, take that to the inside.
I totally agree.
You got, come on, think about others here. I gave him a gentle nudge.
Do you really beep your horn?
I was furious.
At the pharmacy drive-thru?
Because then next thing you know, the person behind me, and now I'm trapped, and I'm literally there for 15 minutes, and I'm like, all right, dude, this is absurd.
Well, it's like at Burger King. If there's a problem with the order, what they'll do is they'll say like, "Hey, can you go park in that
I'll bring your fries
right there?"
to you.
And they bring the stuff out. You don't sit there and make people wait for 10 minutes.
It's people. Be considerate.
They don't do that at Rite Aid. Rite Aid, they take care of you. You don't have to wait.
I heard that actually about
You have to wait in line. That's right. All right, so listen, 76ers new arena. I didn't know they were going to announce it yesterday, but I was fairly certain that it was going to happen, and it was going to happen pretty soon. I mean, they had like I don't even know what it was. It wasn't a town hall, but they had where a bunch of people were speaking about it, and you had the labor union chiefs and presidents that were there. And when the labor union is supporting something and they want something, guess what the mayor of Philadelphia is going to do?
Sign on a dotted line.
Right.
Yep.
So she spoke yesterday, And here's the Mayor Cherelle Parker, and we'll play a little bit from what she had said. This is on her Twitter page. Here it is.
Good day, Philadelphia, and hello, everyone. As your 100th mayor, I come before you from my City Hall office with a very important announcement. I am proud to share that I have made my decision and an agreement has been reached that will ensure that our Sixers are staying home. Yes, you heard me correctly. My administration has reached an agreement with the Philadelphia 76ers for an arena in Center City, and I will be transmitting the related legislative package to our City Council of Philadelphia for its consideration, where it must be approved.
All right,
Philadelphia, I am proud. This is...
what are your thoughts on the downtown Chinatown Arena as a whole?
Let's go. You know, look, it does it bother me one way, and I hate to say it, it's each your own. Like, I get it. There are a lot of people out there that care about, you know, Chinatown and don't want to see that be touched. Understood. There are plenty of people that want to keep it in the lovely Wells Fargo Center
hang on
lot.
a second.
It's like, great.
Let me ask this. How many of these phonies actually care about Chinatown? Now all of a sudden they care about Chinatown. Like, oh, poor Chinatown. You don't give a damn about Chinatown.
That's what I mean.
Stop.
People can say whatever they want. For me, I like new. I think City of Philadelphia, it would completely revolutionize that area of downtown Philadelphia. Believe me, as a guy who did a show at Hard Rock on Sundays last 2 seasons, I could tell you, it could use a little,
revitalization.
Revitalization. I mean, that's a great word. Thank you.
That area, and when I was young, every Christmas with my grandmother and my mom and my cousins and my aunts, we would take the train from Willow Grove. We'd take it down to the gallery, and then we would go to see the light show and walk around or whatever. And I mean, back then it was still a place that you could go. It is not anymore. It is not anymore.
And they've put a lot of money into it.
They tried.
Yeah.
But this is, I'm a lot like you. I mean, I'll just say this. This probably makes it less likely that I go to a game. I would much rather be able to drive to the sports complex and go to a game. Yeah. So and that's just me. But you also have to be realistic about this. The 76ers wanted a downtown arena. Why did they want a downtown arena? Because they're paying rent right now at the Wells Fargo Center. If they're going to build their own arena, which they're going to do, they're going to try to do it downtown, or they're going to try to do it in a place where they can make more money off of it.
Yep.
And if I own the 76ers, Sean, guess what I'd be doing? The same freaking thing.
Yeah. Look, and I was opposed to the whole jersey deal, and hear me out, but man, that picture looked pretty cool down there in Camden.
and dude, I'm telling you, the 76ers played this so well.
Oh yeah, they did.
Right down to the artist rendering.
Oh, that was nice.
Here's how it will look.
Great down there.
So from a team standpoint, and by the way, if you don't want a stadium downtown, I think it's good for the city.
Yes, I do too.
It'll cause a ton of traffic.
Yeah,
it's going to be a mess trying to get it.
You can't drive in. No, you got to avoid that at all costs. Well, that's my.
But people will drive in.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. But my point to you would be like, all right, you're coming from Collegeville, slide into Conshohocken, take the train. Not easy. But, it's
better than taking 2 hours to get into a parking
Look,
garage.
I used to drive the Spring Garden and take the train into the Link, and that's how I went to Eagles games, and I stopped doing that. Everything's changed over there. But can I tell you a funny story about Camden? I went to see a concert. It was like May, Hosier, me and my wife. So we go, and beautiful. Like, they redid this plants, everything, bridge right there, right? You know where I'm at, right? Where the ballpark used to be. All of a sudden, 2 dudes come stumbling out of the bush. I don't know what they were doing in there, but here's my wife and I taking selfies. Like, this is gorgeous. All of a sudden, dude's like pants down to his ankles. He's falling all over a t-shirt. I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, yeah, all right. Maybe
let's put a Sixers arena right there.
Yeah, let's put the Sixers arena.
Well, by the way, you may see a lot of that in Center City as well.
That's true,
Who
too.
knows?
Yes.
But so, like, from a team standpoint, if I own the 76ers, I'd do the same thing. Now, from the city standpoint and the mayor standpoint, there was a 0% chance that any mayor of the city was going to allow the 76ers to leave and to go to New Jersey. 0% chance. The Sixers leveraged it perfectly. They knew they had the city by the balls. And what do you think Mayor Parker's going to do? Say, yeah, go ahead, play hardball with them? or you try to get the best deal that you can. The unions are like, they're all over this. They want the work. It's good economically for the city.
Yeah.
Now, will this end up being like shitty? I mean, it could. Could it end up costing Chinatown? I don't know. Like, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to make that area a vibrant place, but we don't know that it's not going to.
Everything changes. Like I said, man, Spring Garden, I don't even recognize Spring Garden anymore. Like, it just continues to evolve and change. And I understand the whole conversation from others, and this is just one man's opinion, one man's take. That's all. I'm all about new. Let's keep it moving. Let's bring it into the next level or next generation. And I think that arena will be exactly that. Like, you see what Ballmer built with the Clippers. I assume it's going to be something similar, which is, you don't want that? I want that. But I just want to say this. There are plenty of people that say there was 0.0000% chance that the Sixers were ever moving to Jersey.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, if the city didn't give them what they wanted. If the city said, like let's say that the Sixers didn't have any other places to go. Like, Jersey wasn't interested. That wasn't a spot. Then I think you can handle things differently because you have more leverage.
But
right? Yeah. So like all the Sixers had to do was lean on the city, lean on the labor union. It's like, come on, this has been going on for a couple years now. If you didn't give them what they wanted, they were going to leave. And that wasn't going to happen. So you cannot I saw our buddy Hank from Fox 29 was asking questions. Like, somebody responded back and said, the people who are involved in construction and ownership will have the license to print money now that it'll be built, as well as all those getting paid off for pushing it through. Again, like, you have to be realistic. What did you think that they were going to do? Yeah, the unions are making money, which means the union members are making money, which means their families are being fed and being clothed and being given insurance. Like, this is the stimulus that it has for the city is big. But so Hank put, the benefit to the Sixers is crystal clear, a billion ways. Still drawing a blank on how this is the right deal for the people, like the mayor said. Looking forward to learning. It's the right deal for the people. If you were willing to let them leave Philadelphia, then fine. But there was no one realistically that was going to do that.
I just think of the operation to build it, how much money's going into it. Of course, all the workers. Excuse me. From what I understand, I think Wells Fargo Center is literally like top 5 busiest arenas in the country as far as concerts. Something always happens. Wings games, Flyers games, you name it. Something.
Not a lot of competition. You would have to go to Trenton.
Yeah.
Was Trenton even still there?
I don't even know. But now you open this up. It's a whole.
Well, you're also attracting a different crowd. Like, if Billy Joel was coming into town for a concert, he's done the Wells Fargo Center however many times.
The banner's up in the top.
I know.
Yeah, 50 plus.
A downtown arena. I don't know if he would cheat on the Wells Fargo Center.
Ooh.
But a downtown arena, doesn't it take on a different feel for... You've been to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we went. Remember? It was a great time.
With Bill and Bart.
Yeah, Bill and Bart. Shout out.
We went up to a Rangers game, and you get right off the train, or in our case, we took a limo up, but you're right there. Boom. And
in our case, we took a limo up. Yeah.
We took
Ho-hum.
We took a limo.
That was a fun limo ride. Let's go. No, look.
That was not important to the story at all. You threw that in there just to tell people you took a limo.
That was classy. We got picked up at Smith's, rolled up, Flyers all orange. We walked into enemy territory. We lost, but it was a great time.
Yeah, we did lose.
It was a great time. Yeah, look, the downtown arena, there's a lot of cities that have it. Been to a few. It's gorgeous. It's new. I want it. And look, I get it from the Chinatown perspective, but I don't believe it's going to like knock down buildings, destroy. I get there probably will be some edges that are going to be messed with, some parking lots, all that. People talking about drunk people. Really, is that what the biggest concern is? The fact that people are leaving?
A handful of drunk people. Which, by the way, do you really live in that neighborhood? Are you going to be affected by it? I saw somebody in the chat say what about all the drunk people? So you live on 9th and Archer or wherever you're worried about there's something that's going to happen?
They're not serving booze till 2 a.m. inside this arena. All right. So like they're going to shut down midnight. Like everybody's got to be leaving by midnight. I've lived on Main Street in Manayunk. I know what it's like to live around bars that are open till 2 a.m. I get that, light sleeper over here, but that's not what this is. Come on,
Tyler Zulie, here's a tweet from Danny Mac Shoot. I still haven't heard if the season ticket holders were surveyed. If I was a business who might buy a suite, do I have liability for my guests outside the arena? Yes, with your suite, you get full liability coverage for your guests.
Oh,
shut up!
What a take!
Hey, by the way, if you've got tweets that are getting sent to you, send them this way. We can
Put them up.
Yeah,
No, I just cherry pick these.
I want to put that one on a skirt. You actually put that on a T-shirt. That's you could just get a vibe from that tweet.
So by the way, and like I understand if season ticket holders or fans that like to go to games aren't happy, because this does make their life more difficult. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people that are like, no, I don't want this. I don't necessarily want it. This makes me less likely to go to a game, just being flat out honest. But you know what? I don't go to games anyway.
Yeah.
So they don't care about me.
Yeah.
And if you're a season ticket holder, as long as this team is good, if you don't have your season tickets anymore, there's 10,000 people that want that ticket. If they suck, guess what? There's going to be plenty of open seats at the Wells Fargo Center or at the new arena.
Yep. No, you're right. And that's how it works. So I'm with you. Look, I'm slowly fading out away from making all the games. I went to every Eagle game for like 4 to 5 years. And that Monday Night Football, you could not have paid me to go to that Monday Night Football game. Buddy getting home 2:30 in the morning. I said, "Are you?" And then going to work on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm good on that, especially the way it ended. But so, like, you know, I'm fading out. This is for the young whippersnappers, and I don't see why they wouldn't want a downtown arena.
We don't like change.
Yeah,
that's it. We don't like change. It's
especially in this city.
I saw, especially in this city. Yeah. I saw a bunch of people that were saying that we have one of the most unique sports complexes in the country, because I don't think any other city has everything down in one spot.
Yeah.
And I've had people from out of town say like, wow, that's really cool. You have that down there. But is it really unique, or is it just convenient?
Yes, it's convenient.
It's not unique.
Yeah.
It's unique in that nobody else does that. It doesn't make it cool.
You know, Xfinity Live does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine down there.
Yeah,
it's not downtown.
It's fine. You're right. And the Wells Fargo Center, they have stepped up a lot over the years, but it comes down to paying rent. You're exactly right. Because I used to call the Wells Fargo Center just a straight up cinder block with seats. But they've changed it up.
They spent money to renovate.
There's a lot of nice new additions over the years there. But when you're paying rent, it's a whole different world.
All right. Well, there you go. So people will continue to complain about this until they say, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
They're getting it, right?
Yeah, it has to be voted on twice by city council, and then she has to sign it. This is
envelopes are being exchanged.
This is a done deal. Dunsky. There might be a Tony Soprano manila envelope somewhere.
Ooh, good to see you. Yeah.
Just kidding. Of course, that doesn't happen in city politics.
No, never.
It
never.
does not.
No.
Eagles. Is 1-3 impossible right now for this team?
Definitely not. No, I look, before the season even started, John, I said those two games to New Orleans and Tampa, a hell of a lot more difficult than people were giving credit to. First of all, New Orleans, I'm not a football player. I've only been to a handful of stadiums. That was the craziest atmosphere, and I saw the Eagles get destroyed. I believe 2017. I think they lost by 30 plus.
They have not played well down there.
No.
At all. I remember Brian Dawkins talking about playing down there. I think he had a concussion in the game and he kept playing. And because of the dome, and it's not a new dome, so the acoustics is different. Everything's different about it.
They party. Third down. They got a song for third down. They got a song for fourth down. They got a song for touchdowns. It is just a straight up scene inside that place. So, and then of course, it's playing this team at this point in time.
It's a bad time to play them.
It really is.
When the Yankees came to town earlier this year, it was right after the All-Star break, and the Phillies were ripe to get beat. Like, they were kind of dragging ass out of the All-Star break, and the Yankees offense got hot.
Yep.
And Aaron Judge was smashing the ball. Soto was smashing the ball. And it was like, wow, it's a bad time to play the Yankees, how the Phillies are playing.
Yep.
This is a bad time to play the Saints.
Yeah, their offensive line's the real deal. Kamara coming out of nowhere, of course. Some people were trying to put dirt on him, but he just...
Oh, man, no, you're not kidding. He slid big time in fantasy drafts.
Defensively, they went out and made some moves. They got luck. They got some nice draft picks coming in here, and then now Chase Young up front. Like, this is a good defense, good offense, and a hell of a home field advantage. So I am concerned, and it starts with the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles, John. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Offensively, this team has a Super Bowl offense when it plays to its peak. But defensively, I'm concerned because I don't know how they get better.
The Super Bowl quarterback anymore? Jalen Hurts? That was 2022. He was great.
Yes. And what he did with his legs, it's funny because like one game you watch him and it's like, he's carrying like a load in his pants. Like, dude, go. Like, let's go. And
he showed that burst.
Monday night, he was after
the defenders.
He was after it. So, yes, I do believe Jalen Hurts, and that's absolutely part of his game. I want him running the football. We hear about him squatting all summer long. All right, we'll squat these damn defenders and pick up 3 yards. Sorry, I'm yelling. But, like that's where I'm at right now with Jalen Hurts. I get it. You got to throw the football down the field. A.J. Brown, once he's back, that's another thing, too. This offense is a little rough without A.J. Brown.
Obviously a huge loss.
Yeah,
huge loss. They win that game.
Yeah.
If they have A.J. Brown.
Yeah, A.J. Brown is he's such an incredible go up and get it type receiver, possession. He could do it all. 10 targets against the Green Bay Packers, 24 yards per catch. Like he's a freak.
He's a monster.
He's a freak.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
All right, more on the Eagles coming up in a second. And Diana Rossini had something to say about Eagles fans. Her husband, Diana Rossini. I don't even know who she works for anymore. NFL Insider. I want to play that sound.
The Athletic, I believe.
Is she Athletic now?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
she's worked her way up.
She
remember her?
I'm not a fan of Diana Rossini. Anyway, so I remember talking to Shawn about this before. So Shawn is a good-looking bald man, right? So he has you can keep the shot on him for a second there, Tyler, because if you have a shaved head, you need a nice round, like you can't have divots, you can't have an odd-shaped head or it doesn't look right. So they're the guys that try the Phil Martelli cut, like they
Phil.
Shawn's been bald for years, uses a skull shaver.
Yes.
And he looks good, right?
Thank you.
But he also has good donor hair. And he was told that. So if he wanted to go to Glatt Hair Restoration by Morgenstern Medical, he could do it. And you could look like Dan Shaughnessy if you wanted to. You could have the big flowing locks. But listen, Glatt Hair Restoration by Morgenstern Medical, you can bring it on me, Tyler, under the direction of renowned plastic surgeon Ken Morgenstern. And same approach to care, same expert team, same unmatched Glatt system, state-of-the-art location, same stellar results. Each member of Dr. Glatt's hair team, and I can speak to this myself, 30-plus years of industry experience. It's all they do, so they're the experts in the industry. So when you're getting something like this done, you don't want to go to they just opened up down the street. No, you want people that have been doing this the longest, most experience and most success. That's Glatt Hair Restoration. So that's why you want to go there. Technology, as the years go by, and now it's 2024, from when I had a hair restoration procedure until now, the technology is there. So they have light therapy, laser light therapy. It's non-invasive TED treatments, which I get yearly as maintenance. It helps keep the hair fuller and thicker. Vitamin supplementation for men and women that are available out there right now. Topical medications, PRP, stem cell, hair restoration. Here's the bottom line. If you check out my Instagram page, it's at Jon Marks Media, JONMARKS Media. Go back and you can actually see I documented getting the procedure done. Before, after, the day of the procedure, the week after the procedure. If you want to get this done, you don't have to tell anybody. And you can get away with it. There's been a bunch of people, I'll just say, that work in the industry over the years that have reached out to me, and I've hooked up with the Glatt Hair team. They never told anybody. They just have amazing results. So Glatt Hair isn't just about restoration, it's about innovation. Because bald is now optional, Shawn Brace.
Hey, now.
If you want to improve how you look and how you feel about yourself, Glatt Hair has the right treatment for you. Call them today, 610-980-4000, 610-980-4000, or visit glatthairmctr.com. You can also reach out to me on my DMs on social media or my email, and I can answer questions, and I can even hand you off to my people over there. So check them out. Check them out right now. All right, are we doing...
you don't have to fly to Turkey either. You can stay right here.
You know, how many people have reached out to me asking about turkey. And I'm like, I don't know.
Hot commodity. Now, here's the deal. This is the first time we're going to discuss this.
Yeah.
You got that done while we were doing a show, right?
Yeah. And no one knew it.
And no, I didn't know.
I did TV.
How the hell did you get that done and I didn't know?
So I grew my hair out a little bit, and then they don't necessarily recommend doing this, but they flat my hair up, and they took the donor hair from here and then they flapped it down over it. Because if you can get 2 weeks, no one will know.
Yeah.
So you get the procedure done, you take a vacation, take a couple days off, you wear a hat or something, you get your hair cut shorter, nobody knows.
Had no idea. Put that in the read right there, because I had zero, and we were together Monday through Saturday.
6 days a week.
6 days a week. And I remember.
And we were doing Fox 29 at the time,
I remember,
too.
I'm like, wait a minute. What? I think that irked me more than anything.
Yep.
I got fired. I'm like, wait a minute. He got a hair job, and I didn't know. How was that even possible?
I hit it.
Yeah, shout out Dr. Glad, man. Rest in peace, too. Great man.
Definitely.
Great man.
All right. Rugged Road, dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Products are designed with the highest quality materials and craftsmanship, ensuring they perform in the toughest conditions, whether you're on land or water. Listen, I'm not a big outdoorsman. No, you
really?
No, I'm not a.
You're not fly fishing anymore?
No, I'm not. I cut my lawn. That's about it. Rugged Road gear is built to accompany you in every adventure. So, like going down the tailgate a game.
Oh yeah,
man. Just telling you, Rugged Road coolers, their ability to keep everything cold. If you're out on the water, they float upright. You're never losing a drink. Heavy duty cooler, but unlike the other ones, they're incredibly light, and you can transport them easy on any trip without compromising on performance. Crafted to handle the toughest environments, they're built to last, ensuring they keep up with any adventure. Guaranteed to keep the components cool for up to 7 days. Oftentimes much longer than that. A variety of outdoor activities, fishing, tubing, camping, tailgating. These coolers are designed to meet the needs of every outdoor or sports enthusiast. So gear up for your next adventure with Rugged Road coolers, reliable, durable, and built to be used. Rugged Road is your ultimate outdoor companion. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com. Use the code PHLY for 10% off. How about that? 10% off.
Rugged Road.
PHLY. All right, so who's your go-to? We know Woj. Actually, we should play that too coming up after this. But who's your go-to insider among all sports?
Who's your
favorite?
Sports.
Yeah, I'll open it up.
Wow.
Because Schefter's the number one seed, and I don't like him.
No.
But he's the number one seed.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He had a comment yesterday. It was like, well, Woj is now stepping away. Like, you don't know what it's like when you
have it.
Yeah.
Well, let's just play it right now.
Thanks for your service, Adam.
So I listened to it. Here's Adam Schefter on ESPN yesterday talking about Woj retiring.
He wanted his life back. He didn't want to have to work on holidays. He didn't want to be away from more family gatherings. He didn't want to have to, as we had to do in the past, take a shower with your phone up against the shower door so you could see a text that's coming in, or take your phone with you to the urinal and hold it in one hand while you're trying to take care of your business in the other.
Oh yeah.
Or you could just not do that, you loser.
I want to give him a standing rock. Thank you for your service, Schefter. Thank you.
What a guy.
Thank you. And I'm proud to be an American. I mean, come on, Adam, relax. And first of all, in Philadelphia, we're all degenerates here. So we got wagers on every game. College football Saturday. Hell, they play college football and if you got to take a shower at 7:30, you're putting the phone up there. You're what? Like,
so you telling me you never make love to your wife without having the phone there in case? So you know that if according to him, that you're interrupting and stopping.
Yeah.
If something happens and I'm trying to think Boban's going back to Europe.
Yeah, right.
Hold on a second, honey.
Exactly.
Let me put my pants back on. I got to put a tweet out.
Look, the contract that those guys make, I think the sacrifices for the significant others or the family members, like, yo, hold up. I can't talk to you, right? I can't help you with the homework. Like you said, Jamal Crawford is being signed, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, they're making really good coin. They're front and center on all these networks. So,
right. And you're funny, and I thought the same thing. But so continue it here. Here's Adam Schefter, because I also you can see why he did it. Woj is only 55.
Yeah, I said I would take the over on that. I didn't know he was 55.
Yeah, so he's still got, considering I'm not that far away from Woj and I'm hardly as accomplished as Woj, you can see when you reach that age, you're like, do I want to do this for the rest of my professional career? Chris Mortensen just died, right? Yeah. Or so here's more of Adam Schefter talking about it.
He wanted his life back. You can't kind of do the job. You have to live the job. And he was done living the job. He wants to go live his life and work for his school and give back to younger athletes and help people beyond what he's done at the highest of high levels for however long he's done it. It's enough. He's had enough, and he gets to go out on his terms after he crushed it in free agency, after he crushed it during his career, and now he gets to do what he wants, which is exactly.
All right, relax.
So better quality of life, Woj looked at it and said, yeah, he's probably making like $3 million a year or maybe even more, $5 million a year or whatever.
Deserves every penny.
So he's probably got money banked. This is really, it's a 24/7 job. He's in Bristol a lot. He's on TV a lot. Like you can't do the job and not be fully in. And Adam Schefter's absolutely right. He probably burned out doing it, working for ESPN, working for the corporation, working for the 4-letter network. I wouldn't be able to do that I don't know how these guys do it for so long. I really, really don't. I need a little bit of variety, man. I'd be so freaking bored. And yeah, money helps. He's going to make money at St. Bonaventure. He's already rich.
Well, yeah, and he's the alum, and apparently there's like a whole deal of him with that. So he's a general manager, which is something he probably never thought he'd ever get.
GM of his alma mater's basketball school.
And with the NIL, it's a whole different world right now. Look at Dana O'Neal.
Different.
She's now with Villanova. I don't know what that is all about.
Totally different.
You know, it's just something different. And Schefter, I don't know. Like you said, whatever, over the years. Bottom line is, like, that dude's doing the show. He's got 3 phones, juggling, not even paying attention to what's being discussed. You need a little variety, and they're trying to do that with him now. He's moving more into a role of giving his opinion. He's dressing up as a mummer in the middle of Monday night. Yeah. So he's having some fun. So there's a little variety. But these dudes love the attention. You know that. They crave it. They need it. They want it. They got to have it. And
well, he's become more than like my friend Cherelle Parker. Elliot's more of an Eagles personality than he is.
Oh God, yeah.
Than he is a reporter.
Yeah.
He's still a reporter, but he's not Jeff McClain. He's not one of these guys. He's really an Eagles personality, which is really what you need to be in today's day and age.
Sure, absolutely.
And he's done a great job with it. You're right. Schefter's kind of moved into that role because guess what? Cutting and pasting from his phone and tweeting it because you're being fed information doesn't make you a great reporter anymore.
No.
Because he's not vetting anything. He's just giving information and he's putting it out there. He's like, is he taking info from whatever he's being told by a team and saying, you know what, I'm going to call an agent to get this confirmed? Or no, he just puts it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always wondered where these guys get their information from. I always think that there's somebody inside the league office because these things just happen.
That too.
Boom,
but he's a pawn for the teams.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a combination of everything. Don't get me wrong. I do believe when Schefter has his phone out in the middle of a segment,
he's getting texts.
He really is getting texts. And I'm sure there's people that text him. You know how it is. You're on the air and you get 100 texts because people are like, yeah, they want to be.
They know you're on the air. Yeah, they know when they look at the phone, that's you texting them. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, so
you're right.
That goes on.
So let's go to one insider to another. Diana Rossini, who by all indications, maybe I'm sure she's fine, right? If you watch this entire clip, just like literally, just thank God that you're not married to her. That was my reaction to the entire clip. Is like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't see the clip, but I did.
She seems pretty high strung. And again, I'm sure she's very nice, but she seems like
now,
she's pretty high strung.
Is she using the bathroom? Is she peeing with her phone in her hand since she's an insider? Because I'll tell you what, if we're getting that from our ESPN insiders, I want it from the athletic insiders. All right.
I think Adam Schefter, if he wanted to, could take a shower for 10 minutes without his phone.
Like, dude, come on,
loser.
Relax. Yeah.
All right, so here's Diana Rossini. But this is on the Le Batard show with Stu Gatz. And she's talking about her husband's from the area, big Eagles fan. And I've heard her talk about this before. She's from Baltimore, I believe. So she's
from the DC area.
She's from down there.
Down there, yeah.
So, but her husband's from the area, is an Eagle fan. Here's Diana Rossini on the Le Batard show.
2 words to me. He's an Eagles fan. And I'm like, this can't be a thing. Like, I don't want to be the household that is shaped by the result of a football game. Like, A, grow up. B, you're a father. I don't want our children having a culture where mommy and daddy's tone in this house is based on the result of the Philadelphia Eagles. Who cares? So stupid.
The one that I sent you on Twitter, and it doesn't matter, we don't need it right now, is longer. And it actually, like, she's ripping, and like she was probably 30% joking because her husband probably does annoy her when.
Sure.
And also the game was over late and he probably woke up miserable like everybody else did on Tuesday morning.
Absolutely.
But she came off as being like, hey, it's just sports. Move on, you loser. Don't be mad. Hey, Diana, your job is catering to the people that care about their teams and that don't get over losses until Wednesday or Thursday of the week. And yes, in Philadelphia, the day after a game and the day after a game, and even Thursday for a Sunday game, we're still licking our wounds from that game. And that's what makes what you job important, and that's why you make a lot of money, is because, Shawn, we care about our teams.
Yeah, well said on that. I can't really add much on that one because it's spot on, especially in this, like, Eagles fan. Yeah, and I believe this. I'm sure that there are plenty of teams out of the 32 in the NFL that have fans that don't operate like that after a loss, that are able to just move past it. Not in this city. This city is a whole different monster when the Eagles win. It moves to a different beat when the Eagles lose. And yeah, it's happier days when the Birds are able to find a way to win.
Yeah. So yeah, Eagles fans, even your husband,
yes,
is going to be grumpy after a loss. Sorry.
Apparently, he works for Shake Shack. Mr. Rossini, if you
saw the same thing as I did.
Yeah, I did see that. So it's like, come on, man. I'd like to hear more from him. I'm more interested in what he's got to say about the Birds.
I agree 100%.
You know?
They have good chicken sandwiches at the Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't have them down at Citizens Bank Park. They only serve the burgers. But out by the mall in King of Prussia, I'll occasionally stop by.
The buns.
No, it's a tremendous product.
What a great hamburger.
Love the Shake Shack. Yeah, so whatever, Diana Rossini. You mad at your husband for
she moved on. She was like the big thing at ESPN, and she took this gig with the Athletic.
Got paid. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her, man.
Good for her.
Yeah,
another pawn in the industry of the NFL.
There's a lot of them.
No, exactly.
How do you get to be that? Because right here, you can
play the game, brother.
Feed me information. I'll do it. Dave Spadaro, been with the Eagles for 29 years.
Love Dave.
29 years. Yeah, yep. Dave's a maniac. Good dude.
He is. That's absolutely right.
He's 29 years, though, yeah.
He is a maniac. All right, so tell us about your show, Shawn. You're on Fox Sports The Gambler.
I appreciate that, man.
Which I will listen to at home via the iHeart app, which is an excellent way to listen to it.
It is. The iHeartRadio app is free, so download it. And, of course, all the podcasts are available on there. Look, we started this bad boy in 2019, and you were involved in some conversations way back when talking about the legalization of sports gambling and doing some stuff revolving around the spread. So we worked hard for 2 years to create this station. 2019, we went live, and we were all over. We had a lot of momentum, and stop me if you heard this before, but the pandemic kind of hurt us all, right? Including taking our station manager, just ridiculous. Rest in peace, Mike Talarita. But we're here. We're the home of Villanova football, basketball. Got an unbelievable crew with us, man, and I'm live 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, streaming, YouTube, X, you name it, iHeartRadio app. I appreciate that.
Boom. There you go. Is Jason Kelce overexposed, Shawn Brace? I'm going to be honest, and nobody in Philadelphia wants to say this. I know Kevin Kincaid took the bold, this to Crossing Broad.
Sure.
When he had the green velour suit on and he was up there dancing, I was like, all right, dude, I don't need this.
It was a bit. He got handed down the suit from Dom. Yeah.
I know.
All right, so of course he's overexposed. I don't see how you can say he's not. He's on every commercial. Of course, the brother, Taylor Swift. It's a whole different stratosphere right now. But he's a good dude.
He's a great dude. He's not a good dude.
And
he's a great dude.
All right, if we're gonna shine the light on some people that are good dudes, like, can we get one of those every once in a while? Normally it's. Can I curse? Normally, it's a gigantic asshole that gets like the light shine the brightest.
Right.
Kelce's a good dude.
And then they flame out when everybody realizes that they're jerks.
Yeah.
And that's not Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce's as genuine and a good dude as he appears to be. He really is. Jason's a good dude.
I hear stories about Sea Isle. Like, people go up to him. He's walking his dog with a bag of poop. And people are like, can I get a picture? And he'll take pictures.
In a second, yeah.
Like, dude is the real deal. So... Yeah, Jason Kelce. Big Dom is a different story. All right, Big Dom, like, dude, the part of your appeal is like the unknown. I see way too much of you, Big Dom. You're supposed to be the guy they call in the midnight hour. Do you know where the dead bodies are buried? You can't be front and center on Monday Night Football.
He's enjoying the.
He deserves it.
So after the Dre Greenlaw thing, I had said that he was probably embarrassed by it, and because he doesn't. Dom used to. Well, that wasn't true. Dom used to come to the Players Show every Monday night. So I did the Players Show with Brandon Graham for 7 years, my entire time at WIP, and Dom would be there 99% of the times, coming in because there's a show with a player after him. It's at South Philly. It's a good place to be or whatever. Dom's a good dude. I like Dom a lot. Not only I didn't think he would show up. The day after that game, not only did he show up, he took pictures with everybody in the freaking place, except me, because I felt like a loser asking him for a picture or a selfie. He took pictures with everybody, so he was not hiding from it. I think he's enjoying I think he's enjoying it.
Yeah, he's loving the spotlight, and at the end of the day, if people want it, you want to put me on TV, game. Let's go.
Agreed. shout out to the diehards out there. Shout out diehards. Love you. Appreciate you. All that good stuff right there. All right. So I'm not going to ask you for your prediction on the game. Rather, and this is something that I'm going to start with tomorrow. If they lose to the Saints, I'm okay with them losing to the Saints. They're underdogs. Yeah, like I'm not going to be happy about it. But if they lose to the Saints, like that's not the end of the world. If they show up on Sunday and I don't see them competing in the second half because they're getting blown out, I'm thinking about firing the coach.
Yeah, this is the issue with bringing him back.
If I saw what I saw at the end of last year, where it looked like these guys they were looking at their coach being like, "This is our coach."
Yep.
If I see that on Sunday and they get blown out, I'm thinking about making a move now.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to that, John. Like I'm so all over. Like it's crazy the roller coaster I've been on with Sirianni, because like when he got hired, I was one of those guys that was like, how did this guy walk into a meeting with Jeffrey Lurie and get hired? What did he say? Because he just threw up all over a microphone. Then, you give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He's not good in public settings, talking on a mic, whatever.
He struggled that day.
Yeah, he did. And I was calm until the Vegas game when they lost, and I blew a gasket. And then he made me look bad because he turned it around.
You're right.
And then now everybody wanted to fire him after last year. And I'm like, dude, he's made the playoffs every year. Like,
I'm with you.
So I didn't want to fire him. But on the same side, John, I said, the first loss that is questionable, people are going to lose their mind. And how are you going to operate? So it was almost like the toothpaste was out of the tube. Just move on from him last offseason. I think I was
it's
much
tough.
there.
It's tough from Jeffrey Lurie's standpoint. He just was in the Super Bowl. They were that close to winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He made the playoffs his first 3 years as a head coach.
Yep.
And then you're going to fire him after you just fired a coach that won the Super Bowl and then went back.
Which
crazy. Which, like, if you didn't know the details, you would seem like that, oh, you have a maniac owner. But really, he had the right read to get rid of Doug Peterson when he did.
This isn't David Tepper.
No, Carolina. It's not. It's not. And I just feel like that Lurie said, I'm worried. They considered it. They strongly considered it, and he said, I got to give him another chance. And my chance ends if this team looks listless and looks like that they're not competing against the Saints and they get blown out. I don't know if I'm giving it another week. I don't.
Which has happened with a few teams. Indianapolis, man, they wanted no part of that game against Green Bay. Just blown away by Shane Steichen, a coach team. I thought Steichen was a good coach. That defense made a ton of business decisions, wanted no part of that Green Bay game. Yeah, look, and New Orleans has shown us they've scored on 16 straight possessions, Jon Marks. If you're not ready, they're going to run it down your throat and score a bunch. So this could get ugly, and if it does, it'll be interesting to have that discussion on Monday.
It's a lot of drives in a row.
Yeah, that is.
For scoring.
I want 16 straight drives with points. Instead,
nice.
We make it down to 4th and 3 or whatever it is in the red zone. We don't kick a field goal. Kick a field goal, John.
I would have taken the points there.
Get
Sean.
the points.
I would have taken
What's wrong with points? How many games end up in one possession? How many games?
A lot.
Yes. So take the freaking points in the first quarter. What world are we in?
The feel for that drive was, and by the way, they brought in Kenny Gainwell to run first and second down, right? Was that the second drive? I don't even know.
Yes.
I don't even know. Anyway, all right. So like we're both radio guys. We can do an hour.
Oh yeah.
In our sleep, it goes by fast, but we're done.
Okay.
This is it.
I'll shut up.
You got to go do the Daily Ticket. You can still got to do your show today. I don't.
And Fox 29 tonight.
Oh, you're on the Fanatic Sports Show.
11:30 p.m. dog.
Oh, wow, look at you.
Yeah, we're burning the midnight oil tonight, baby.
All right.
Jason Martinez, great dude.
Oh, he's the best guy.
Yeah,
ever.
Great dude, funny dude, and Hank checking it. Hank's the man too. Hank's a maniac.
Yeah, maybe you and Hank can debate the 76ers.
Yeah, there
thing.
it is. Yeah.
All right, so Tyler's going to put the podcast up. So if you want to listen to the audio version of this, the podcast is available wherever you find your podcasts. So check that out. And also on YouTube, subscribe, search PHLY Sports. We're on the Roku channel as well,
hey now.
Shawn Brace. So you can watch all of our programming here on PHLY. And definitely reach out to me. DMs are open. Email is open at Jon, Jon Marks, Marks Media. JonMarksMedia@gmail.com. Shawn, it's been fun. We'll do it again soon.
Blast, brother. Anytime.
All right. Everybody have a good one. Back tomorrow, Football Friday. See ya.
We all silly like the mayor.